All right, guys, so on this week's episode of Creatographer, the groups just received their first challenge. They had to go through the list of emotions: anger, fear, sadness, and joy, all competing to try to get the top score this week. Let's see how they did. So for the fear challenge, I'm looking for something that makes me think like this girl was terrified. She was afraid for her life, or she had just been shocked, and I'm looking forward to what these guys can present.
For our submission this week, we wanted to create a feeling of uneasiness, uncertainty, kind of sporadicness.
Yeah, so it was definitely a challenge, but I was excited for it. I wanted to see what we could come up with, and after some time and going through a couple different ideas, I think we found something that I'm very happy with. I think one thing that really helps me connect with different vibes and energies is listening to music. So on the way here, I was listening to some like creepy, things that make you think, that make you feel eerie and stuff like that. And so we were listening to it a little bit here as well. It just always helps setting the mood for me. I don't know.
I had a few different ideas of where I was going to shoot this in the studio and kind of what my range of motion would be able to be. If space wasn't an issue, I probably would have made this a longer, kind of a panorama kind of style. And do some more constant motion. But what was the question again?
Did you do any
Yeah, I was afraid.
afraid of the challenge?
Afraid of
afraid
the
of the
challenge,
challenge.
yeah.
Oh, cool. It's kind of hard to make out the picture a little bit for me. I do have astigmatism, but it's a little,
I kind of feel like I see a laugh almost. It's kind of hard to tell. I'd have to give this one like a 4, just because I don't know if I see the fear.
I would think she was laughing right there.
Yeah.
So I would probably have to give it
And
a
that
5.
is exactly why we avoided
Yep.
some pictures.
That's exactly
because we couldn't
yeah.
tell the difference. We had to make sure it was a clear-cut anger for us. So this to me is not a clear-cut fear.
I like this picture though. To me, it's not
It's not fear.
fear. Like she could be like, she tired of overthinking, she tired of stress, she tired,
Right, this looks more frustration.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
I want to give it a good rating, but as far as the execution, I don't get fear at all.
Yeah, me either. I
I'm
still
going
say
to-
an 8 though.
I'm gonna go like a 2.
It's just dope to me.
Yeah, it's a dope photo.
I feel like it could have been a little bit more creative. Like me, my mind just went all over the place. Like I would have had somebody under the bed, purple lights under there, and eyes would have been popping out like it would galaxy light all the time. That's 6.
Okay.
So for sadness, it's a few ways you can kind of go about sadness, so I'm interested to see what these guys are going to do with it. I'm loving the blue paint so far. I'm not completely sold on it, but I'm going to wait to the final product because I think they're heading somewhere really interesting, and I can't wait to find out where that is.
I was recording while you were singing too, by the way. I just want to know you famous now.
We had the emotion and sadness, so we decided to go with blue paint.
Honestly, I did think about losing my mom and stuff. So it was sad, but I was like, why can't I cry? But I got it. That's what was so sad.
Really, the music really just puts me in the mood, and that's how I come up with the different poses and stuff like that. So Adele definitely was a hit. So the splatter on the backdrop represents pretty much life being a mess. Things are going right, things are all over the place, nothing is falling into place, so everything is scattered. Roses symbolize pretty much the beauty in life, but each rose petal is falling off the stems because
you're not appreciating what you have.
Right.
The roses signify to me, like the rose petals, the happiness, and they're falling off and everywhere because I'm not appreciating them. We focus so much on the sadness that the happiness that we had is leaving. So that's when you continue to be sad.
This is true.
I like the concept.
I do
That's.
too.
Can I give this an 11?
You can.
I like that it's out of the box, and for me, that's always like a winner.
The people are gonna see this. They're gonna see it on screen. Okay. These days, like, we live our emotions through these blue boxes in text, so this is phenomenal. I'm giving this an 11.
I think it's a good artistic execution.
Yeah, I see what they was doing.
Yeah.
I get the artistic part.
Yeah.
Let's say a 4.
I mean, I must be a little more lenient. I'm gonna give him a 6. I'm gonna give him a 6. Like, I almost would have liked it more without the text bubbles.
The execution does.
Oh, this is interesting. They definitely captured the sadness. They did the body paint. That was cool.
Could be like kind of broken-hearted, not good enough. Yeah, I definitely give
This is a cool
sadness
concept,
vibe.
though.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I give this one a 7.
Yeah, I think I'd go as high as an 8. I like the concept.
So going into the Joy Challenge, I was hoping to see a lot of bright colors popping in your face, a nice spin to like the classic emotion that we all know and love. So I'm interested in seeing how these guys kind of tackle this challenge, given the situation with the face paint. I'm loving it so far. So let's see what they come up with and how they spin it to their advantage.
One big challenge for me receiving the emotion joy was that, I dealt with the family passing. But instead of letting that take over, I kind of took the joy that I did have in celebrating my grandmother's life and putting that into one photo, the best that I could.
The light setup kind of happened on the fly. We had discussed, what we should do, and she came up with a dope idea to do the emoji face, and I was like, okay, let's run with that. And I don't know, I just felt like I knew that we had to play with these colors, so I'm like, let me bring these lights just in case, and I feel like they did his job.
During quarantine, just dealing with COVID period, you really get faced with the things that you took for granted. And I feel like riding a bike, just something simple as riding a bike, was literally one of it. And I know that that's kind of like something that can bring everybody joy,
Oh, okay. I see the splash in the back. They use yellow. Riding a bike, that's joyful. They're having fun.
It's still kind of got a little Halloweenish vibe, I think, to it at the same time. It's kind of a maniacal, happy laughter.
Like a clownish,
like a clownish, like a clownish joy. Yes, I see that.
The emotion was definitely captured. Being nice, I think I would have to say 7.
Yeah, I think I go like a 6.
Oh, this is cute. This is so cute. I like this.
This is fun.
Yes, it's really fun. I didn't expect that at all. I expected yellow, sunshine, flowers, the stereotypical way to go. But this is a very cool take. This is my 11 right here.
I like it. With the darker background, it almost looks like a Joker, but in a sinister way, just a little bit. That's the only thing I see. The expression, the action that's going on, and I like the emoji on the face, and I like the expression is really cool. I think it would be more powerful with like a clean, bright, vibrant background.
As far as creativeness is concerned, that's an 11 right there. I like that.
I give it an 8. I give it an 8.
I love the yellow face paint. That's really dope. This reminds me of Joker for some reason. Super happy, super clean. This is nice. I feel like I always go overboard with the set, and I probably would have had the yellow backdrop. I would have kept the face paint, probably yellow hair, with maybe like some type of accent to make it pop. But a big yellow. I give this a 9. It's pretty good.
So with rage, that's almost as common as the emotion joy, if not equivalent to it. So with rage, I'm thinking they're going to splatter that red hard to really embody what that rage is going to be. Maybe destruction of something, maybe yelling at someone or something, or some type of anger and rage frustration mix. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys kind of execute it.
I like the way they use the colors. It's a good gradient. You're displaying intensity. They got the sweat dripping.
I think the sweat adds on to the intensity, but it's definitely rage. I would say 6.
I was gonna give them an 8.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's really cool.
Whoa, that's intense.
Great. Hard rim light. Expression's awesome.
Yeah, and he killed it, like really committed to that. So that's awesome.
I think it's flawless, essentially. 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Oh, that's dope. I love the lighting. This is dope. I think this is a good representation of anger. 7.
The final score is 52 out of 60.
Not bad. I'll take it.
And
Good start.
Yeah.
so just some comments on it. Like when I came in and saw you guys are using long exposure, I was like, oh, it immediately caught my attention with it. It wasn't on my radar at all, and you guys made it stand out. I think you guys kind of played it too close to your comfort zone with this, because your headshot, so you're comfortable staying here with it. And Christine, I know you do a lot of beauty stuff, so when I first, I had to look at these photos subjectively to kind of be like, okay, look away, look at it. Do I see fear? I don't see it immediately. Like if I were to ask somebody, what do you see? Fear would probably be the third or fourth thing that they say. Okay. But in the photo, it kind of looks like, kind of how you said, like anxiety, like I want to get out of here, stress.
Yes.
But the first word that doesn't come to mind is fear. I feel like the expression could have maybe used it was just a tweak of the mouth. It was like you were right there. It was something that was on the other side of what you did that would have gave it that horror fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. 52 out of 60. Good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was definitely pretty far out of our comfort zone in terms of like expressing the emotion.
Yeah.
Creativity, gave you guys a 10. Composition, 10. It's a perfect score. You guys got a perfect score of 60. 10s all the way down to the light execution of the challenge, the posing, the expression. Completely perfect score. I don't think I could have portrayed it any better than what you guys did, and I was really blown away from the final product. Like when I saw that, like it almost made me jealous. Like, oh, I wish I would have thought of that. So going to have really just have me like, even when you guys sent it to me, like I was showing people like, look, this is what they doing, you know. So just that excitement and being able to see something that creative presented in such a way that conveys it, even with like the text bubbles, like it represents like the time that we're in right now. You don't necessarily need somebody to say something to you to hurt your feelings. It can come through text, and it can be something that they said to you and dismiss, but it's still in your mind. You got that picture of, they sent me a text and they said that. People get texts all the time. They broke up with me through text. Sometimes that hurts even more. So with us being in the day and age that we're in and being able to see it portrayed in that, and that harboring on his mind the way it is, and even with the pop of red, like that, all the whole composition of it was like super beautiful to me. So you guys got a perfect score for me.
Thank you.
All right. And that's it. I wouldn't have done anything any different,
I gotta get
honestly.
this blown up.
Yeah. The tension between you guys kind of got in the way in the communication. I don't know if it may have been a time or a teamwork kind of thing, but I've seen you do much more in the past with a lot less. The makeup was a great concept. Like the emojis, I was like, that's dope. I want to see where that go. Like when I found out it was that, I'm like, I want to see where it go. The idea and everything was great. Like even how you explain, like when you were a kid, you know, you're supposed to feel that joy. I think that would have been better translated if you had something kid-like on, or even your hair how it is now.
I didn't even know.
But I just realized it when I looked up at her. But something more like that. Because even if it is a little messy, like kids don't have perfect hair, but that's the perfect representation of what that would have looked like as a kid riding a bike, experiencing joy. I think the bike restricted you. So if you're gonna do something dramatic like that with makeup, make them take that in. That needs to be all of the photo.
I see what you're saying.
So total out of 60, you guys have 49. So not bad, but I know you guys can do a lot better. So 1 point shy of a perfect score.
Wow.
And that was just on the creativity of it. I think it is a phenomenal photo, and is in every write-up. When I looked at it, I immediately saw rage. I had to look at it from like if I was walking down the street and I saw this picture, he's mad. You know, it immediately pops out to me.
Yeah.
You guys definitely nailed what I wanted to see in terms of embodying that moment, even with the coolness of just like how I went from blue to red, is the transition of somebody going from like literally 0 to 100 to be like, and then how the blue just transitioned into the red, and then like even like the sharp, I guess you increased the sharpness on it to kind of really give it that grit and grain to make it look like
Clarity.
sharp and just, you know, in your face. So like how Scott said, the ferociousness with the execution. Only thing that would have made it a little bit more creative, I mean, and that's really just like nitpicking, was maybe some use of the hands up in there. I really like how like this, like the face was exploding with rage, and the shoulders were kind of slunched over, so it gave off that like I'm pent up. So how the light hit it across the back, I was like, this is a phenomenal photo. I would have just liked something
we had
like that.
So many, and
Oh
in
my
the
God.
end, I think I felt like his face is what I wanted to see, because we had. I mean, I now that it's over, I can show you the pictures of him ripping his shirt.
Oh
Literally.
yeah.
His face was not as happy as that, as good as that one I felt. So I mean, we had hands, we had so many options, and it was a tough choice. And
Yeah.
we were lucky that we did agree on that final image, because I
Yeah.
gave him 3 or 4 different images. Like, after looking through 100 or so, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna really work on these, send them, and then let's pick. And we agreed on which one we liked the best. I mean, we took a couple days to think about it.
Yeah, we did.
It was not a rush decision. We picked that one definitely for his expression, for sure.
Yeah, my fiance, I showed her and she's like, I will never make you this angry. Yeah, so I'm glad we did choose that one. It was so many to choose from. That was probably the hardest thing.
This week's winner was April and Jalen. They completely obliterated the challenge in essence that it incorporated social media and the things that people can say to you to hurt your feelings, to make you feel isolated and alone. And the beauty of the roses just being around the neck kind of really sold it to me, with him ignoring them, and how you can see just the petals of the roses just on the ground, and he's just bleeding all over the backdrop with the paint. It's just a completely out of this world photo, if you ask me, and it completely embodies sadness on a level that a lot of us don't even recognize. The participants this week have to choose from a list of addictions to creatively portray in their images. So we have alcohol, we have smoking, we have gambling, and we also have social media. So we're gonna look forward to these teams to try to portray that image and these challenges in a way that automatically jumps out to you to see that it's an addiction.